everyone, and welcome back to another Baggy Man video. Today we're going to be looking at some unpopular opinions. So grab a coffee or a tea if you're a pussy, and let's get going. Alright, let's kick it off. I always eat dessert before dinner at a restaurant. Oh no, I'm already pissed off. No. When at a restaurant, waiting staff always find it weird when I order the dessert before the appetite. Bro, people are tucking into garlic bread while you're tucking into a hot fudge sundae, man. Like, yeah, people think that's weird. They ask, oh, is that all you're having? And I'm like, no, I just want my cheesecake. Cheesecake. I have to convince them that I'm just a dessert first kind of guy. You know what? Yeah, you should have to convince them. You should have to fill out a goddamn psych ward evaluation to do this shit. Like, oh my god. I feel like the main course is much more enjoyable when your dopamine levels are boosted. That's just the weirdest shit. Like, I couldn't imagine going into any restaurant, starving, and being like, oh no, give me the ice cream first. Like, that's really gonna, like, hit my appetite where it hurts, you know? Off to a bad start. I'm angry. Alright, numero dos. Even if schools taught you how to do taxes or other life skills, not many of you would pay attention. What, so if dickhead kids don't pay attention to your subject, you just don't teach it then? So, okay, fuck it. Oh, Timmy doesn't like learning history, so like, I guess no one knows what happens in World War II. What type? Let's be honest, most of you barely pay attention in geometry. How many of you will honestly say you pay attention while they teach you how to do your taxes and explain how to cook or so? Because I'm going to use that in my life, not geometry. What is this take? How many of you will pay attention while they explain to you how to change oil? I would love to know how to do this. Or how to do quick fixes around the home until you can get a professional. Not many of you. Is this person from... This is the most first world shit I've ever heard in my life. What is the basis for saying this, by the way? All of that stuff is a million times more interesting than geometry. Also, how many of you would actually sign up for these classes if they were offered? Because a lot of my classmates wanted Japanese and German as a foreign language instead of the standard Spanish and French. And of those 50 students that petitioned, the classes only got 3 sign up. That's a false equivalency. Learning a different language isn't akin to changing the oil in your goddamn car or fixing basic stuff around the house. This is the dumbest take I've ever heard. I've never actually heard an argument against this. I've only ever heard arguments for the fact that basic life skills should be taught. How to, like, balance a checkbook, or how to, you know, all this, you know, just general life stuff that I feel like you should be taught anyway. I've only ever heard arguments for that. I've genuinely, this is like baffling me. I've never heard someone make this argument before. And it's as dumb as I would have thought. On to the next one. My husband believes running pizza underwater to cool it down is acceptable. That's not real. That's dumb. Pretty much what the title says, not my opinion, but my husband's. In college, my husband and I would make oven pizzas, and he would run his slices under the water fountain to cool it down faster. This isn't real. But this is 100% a meme. I just don't believe this. He says it didn't change the taste and was still good. Who is talking about the taste? It's the texture, brother. It's a doughy thing. It's not. No. Sorry, I'm actually still thinking about this like it's real. She actually acknowledges this. I've gotten a lot of accusations that this is fake / karma whoring. My brother that lives with us took a video on Snapchat at dinner tonight, so you might all feast your eyes on the water pizza. Alright, fucking water pizza, Mike. I don't believe it. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm still not believing it. Alright, slightly more believable, but it's like still remarkably easy to fake that. Hey, can you, for Reddit, can you just like stand here and put this pizza under the water? It's not that hard, you know. Okay, next one. I'm sick to death of hearing about the United States of America. I couldn't care less about that country. Fucking agreed. I don't even need to read the rest of that one. I live in Ireland. and the sinful glut of America fucking music, TV shows, all your politics. Oh my god, if I have to look at another Trump, Kamala, and fucking Sleepy Joe, like all this, oh brother, I'm gonna go over there and try and assassinate the fucker myself. Like, it's crazy. I want to scream whenever I see like headline news. It's about the American political election, and I'm like, brother, I am not from there. None of us are. What are you? What? Oh, all right, that one touched the nerve. That one touched the nerve. I'm not gonna lie. Sort your shit out, America. It's fucking annoying. Automakers should stop replacing buttons with massive touchscreens. Oh, sweet Jesus, yes. Drew Gooden made a video on like it was kind of focused on Tesla cars, but it was basically just the modern car, essentially, like, you know, with the touchscreen and the Bluetooth and all of its, you know, fancy gizmos. And I put fancy in air quotes there because he reveals like smartphones aren't really a luxury anymore, not in the first world anyway, right? It's actually far cheaper to just program all of the car's features onto this one thing than to manufacture all these different little buttons and dials with all their specific ridges for a specific model of car. Like, that blew my mind when I heard it, because of course it is. Like, the amount of like engineering and blueprints and schematics just for like a single button, and you have to have your AC and your, you know, radio dials and everything, and it's actually just a cheaper alternative for the car manufacturers. Like, I don't even need to read this person's argument because I completely agree with it, as well as the fact that, like, in every country phones are banned on the road. You're not allowed to be on your phone, and yet what is it that they have in the slap bang middle of the dashboard? It's a big fuck off phone. And like I said about those dials have specific shapes for a reason. It's so after a month or two driving your car, you do not have to look at this whatsoever. Like, you know that, oh, this serrated ridged edge, oh no, that's the volume control. I'll go one down, one to the right, that's the AC. You know what I mean? You don't have to look down at what you're doing. But sorry, this is a smooth glass surface, man. I can't get some muscle memory involved there. I need to, every single time I want to change the radio station, look down to your left, and then shit can be happening up here in a split second. We all see those adverts. Like, it's so frustrating having that. I would genuinely love for car manufacturers to get that shit banned, because it's just so dangerous. Goddamn, I'm getting a little bit hot under the collar in this video. That's an issue specifically that riles me up so badly. Oh dear, I'm about to be a little bit of a hypocrite here. Everyday cars should not be designed to exceed 100 miles per hour. Alright. You a little bitch. Are you a little pussy bitch? I mean, okay, I'll listen to his argument first, because I'm in two minds about this, and it's really dumb. Like, basically, in one mind I'm like, oh well, you know, we'll save X amount of lives per year. Like, you know, this is the responsible side of my brain. This is the logical part. But then you got the irrational part, and he's just putting in like, vroom vroom fast, go car, feel good. Alright, let's get into his actual argument. If the highest speed limit in most places is 75 to 85 miles per hour, then why do we even need the capability? Okay. I understand that this engine is designed to be capable of going higher speeds, because then it puts less strain on the engine at lower speeds and improves the engine health, but there should be a safety design where, despite the ability, cruise control just kind of kicks in at 85 to 90, with the exception to first responders, emergency and racetrack vehicles. Okay. Sometimes society is ruled by pussy ass bitches. Now, I'm not saying that everything that he just said there wasn't perfectly accurate and very well put. But sometimes you gotta get a bit of Lightning McQueen out in you, man. You know what I mean? Fucking I am speed. I should be using this platform a little bit more responsibly. But fuck it, it's already illegal, you know? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. People say that there's too many people in the world. Maybe increase the miles per hour limit by 20, 30 miles, you know? Hey, it's a soft way of dealing with it. I'm not saying to kill anybody. But we got a surplus of humans. I don't know. I've got to move on from this before I get into any more trouble. Thank God I don't have a PR guy. He'd be losing his mind about now. Hospital food is great. Fuck you. Jesus, got a little bit emotional. Okay, I'm gonna read this argument first because I have a lot to say about this. I've been in the hospital just a few times. Okay, immediately coming from a lack of authority in this space, the birth of 3 children and a couple of appendectomies in the family. Okay, every time I eat here I think the food is fabulous. However, I will concede that maybe it's a bit physiological because my stress is probably high at the time, and it's possible I might have even thought top ramen would have been 5-star quality. Like, you've done just about everything in that paragraph to discredit your argument right there. You haven't been in the hospital many times. From the sound of it, you've been in one hospital. So the initial statement should be, my hospital's food is great. Like, the title makes it sound like you've gone around the world to various hospitals and you know what you're talking about, but I don't know. But just recently I visited Kaiser to pick up some medications and we had 20 minutes to kill, so we stopped by the hospital cafeteria for breakfast. The missus and I had breakfast burrito and an omelette with some bacon, potatoes and a biscuit with gravy. The food was awesome. We ate like kings for less than $12. Considering the taste and cost to benefit ratio of this meal, I think it's probably the best meal per book I've ever spent. Okay. I've been in hospital for extended periods of time. And I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, some of the most putrid food I've ever had in my lifetime has been from a hospital cafeteria. I ordered a goddamn slice of pizza and they brought me out what I can only describe as a hardened cracker with a burnt lasagna-esque skin on top with a slice of tomato, like you know how you would get on a burger? A single slice of tomato on top. I'm not exaggerating, that is exactly how it came out. This opinion belongs where that pizza does, in the fucking trash. Thank you, and goodbye. Live music concerts are horrible because the music sounds wrong. Okay, wrong in what way? Because you realise that that's just how the band sounds, you know? Maybe if the room or the sound engineer is dog shit, then yeah, that's a case to be made. But if you're just talking about that it sounds different to the album, that's how it sounds when the artist that you're going to see plays it. Alright, I'm assuming a lot here. Let's see what he actually is going to say. Other than hearing the music as loud as humanly possible, right, pussy, I can't see any benefit to hearing live music, especially at a concert. The vibe, like being in a room where everyone has the same thing in common, they like this type of music or this type of artist. Seeing someone in the flesh that is almost a legend. Like, put it like this, I saw AC/DC in concert recently and I actually couldn't, it was almost impossible for me to make the mental connection that is actually Angus Young standing on a stage like 30 feet away from me. I couldn't make the mental connection, because it's, when an artist gets to that level, it's just like, oh my, like, they're not even nearly human anymore. It's like, so they're so impactful that it's like, seeing them there, it's like, it's nearly like a spectacle in itself. And then they perform, and so it's just crazy, man. Like, sorry, I'm getting carried away there. I really like concerts. Like, I want to hear more about this. The songs are going to sound wrong because it isn't the same as the recording you've listened to at home 100 times. Oh, this is the worst version of this take. It's not even because, like, oh, the sound engineer might be shit, but, like, that's so dumb. You realize that you're hearing the person that you've listened to at home 100 times in person doing this thing. It's not going. Why are you expecting it to be the same thing? I always find that it's like, that's part of the reason that I love going to concerts, is because you hear the imperfections and the mistakes, and, like, you know, it's not even about the imperfections and mistakes. It's more about the fact that it's like that's actually music that's happening right there. Like, I mean, people have gotten so disconnected from that live thing. I don't know if it has something to do with COVID or anything like that, but they've gotten so disconnected from the fact that that's how music was always meant to be listened to, with your two ears and a band playing in front of you, or like an artist playing in front of you. Like, that's how it was meant to be always listened to. Like, I don't know how this is how this opinion has kind of gotten around, like, in the last few years. And I think it does have something to do with the fact that we were kind of all locked away for a couple of years. But, you know, anyway, I'm not even finishing that comment. I just it's not gonna win me over, but, like, classical authors are a bit pretentious. Okay, all right, let him cook. Let's hear him out. Don't get me wrong, I went to a good high school where I read some great classic authors, and some of the authors I will talk about are among them. Okay, so at least he's read, like, you know, a few of them. You know, Victor Hugo, Albert Camus, Bernanos. Yeah, I know a few of those. Albert Camus was The Stranger, and Victor Hugo was Les Mis, wasn't it? That, like, I want to say, Victor Hugo, Les Miserables is an incredibly written book. Like, just like the language in it is, oh my god, it's absolutely incredible. Each phrase is so beautifully constructed, you know what I mean? It's just one of those, like, reads that just flows very well. Here is my main point. These authors try too hard to impress. Oh no, no. Oh, one sec. Whether it's with vocabulary, sentence structures, or allegories, despite the greatness, they sound like they had a lot to prove at their time. And while I applaud their efforts and accomplishments to make great literature, I feel like they had a lot of will to feel better than the past writers who flourished in that regard. And, well, no, because, like, I mean, in Victor Hugo and Albert Camus was, like, you're talking like over 100 years ago. You're talking like the late 1800s. Like, that's just how people, like, wrote then. Like I saw this video a while back of, like, a prisoner of war, like, you know, from like the 1890s or something like that. You know, just the letters that they'd write home. You know, incredibly well written, and like these are, you know, these are people that probably just barely, they're not, like, you know, high up in society, you know, they might be, you know, just above working class at best, but, like, the stuff that they're writing was, like, it was some of the most heartbreakingly beautiful things you've ever seen in your life. It's just how people kind of talked back then, like, you know, like I don't even know what he's really trying to say here. Is like, you want Victor Hugo to read, like, Perks of Being a Wallflower? I don't really get what the gripe is. Like, you know, the English language evolves, and it has been evolving, like, since its inception, you know? And so people from 150 years ago aren't going to sound like they do now. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm exactly understanding that one correctly. If you have an opinion, as I'm sure you well do at this stage with this unpopular fucking barrage. I hated shooting this video so much. If you have an unpopular opinion yourself, write them down in the comments. Let's see if we can get another one of these videos up and running. Okay, last one for today. The Wii U is better than the Switch. That might be the dumbest one yet. Okay, as the title says, I believe that the Wii U is a better console than the Switch. It has loads of interesting potential. Oh, that's just such a dumb thing to say. And in my opinion, much more than the Switch. It's not about the potential, it's about whether it lived up to it. And by the way, it absolutely did not have more potential than the Switch. The Switch is like an absolutely revolutionary thing, like a console that turns into a handheld. Those were two separate markets for the longest time, and Nintendo just goes, yeah, what about both at the same time? Like, that's such a revolutionary thing. What? Please, how does the Wii U? More so held back by the fact that nobody was willing to take advantage of it. Nobody was willing to take advantage of it because it was a dog shit console, man. Like, my mate got a Wii U, and like, the games on that were atrocious. There was like nothing on that. Like, it was all ports. Like, that's all it was. Like, while the Wii back in the day had everyone doing all sorts of motion controls, I didn't really see people use its special mechanics in any super interesting ways, except for Game and Wario. Okay. This has nothing to do with either console. However, in this regard, the Switch is worse, because the Switch also doesn't really have many games that take advantage of its detachable controllers, except for 1-2 Switch, which very quickly loses its charm compared to the two screens you have on Switch. That's not what the advantage of the Switch was. The Switch's main advantage was that it was two things. It was a home console and it was a portable console. It's, oh my god, so much more utility than the. That's just a very poorly formulated argument. Like, you were right to post this here. Unpopular Opinions is where this belongs, because it's unpopular for a reason. Like, the entire span of the Wii U for me is genuinely like a black hole in my memory. I don't remember what was on that, besides maybe like a new Super Mario Bros, like, or whatever, you know. Like, where's the Switch? Like, I mean, Jesus Christ, you've got Mario Odyssey, Zelda, like Pikmin 4. It's like, it's still going strong to this day, and this is like 6 years. Jesus Christ, it's been 6 years since the Switch has been released. Jesus. Alright, so those were some wildly idiotic takes. There was a couple of good ones sprinkled in there, but you know, yeah, some of those were fucking stinkers. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.